Hey guys, how we doing? Mr. P. For those of you that didn't make it for the Zoom meeting yesterday, the Zoom class yesterday, we discussed how to take a nasty looking part that we have for our own car, for somebody else's car, kind of clean it up a little bit. So what I'm going to show you this part right here. This part right here is about anywhere from $85 to $125 depending on where you buy it. This helps lower a Chevy pickup truck, Chevy Silverado, probably 1998 to 2012, 2015, okay? So this is an older part. Don't quote me on the years it fits. It's the part I have. It's going to fit my 2004 crew cab. You can see this thing right here. Look at how nasty it is. There's nothing really wrong with it except it's been sitting out in the element. So pretty nasty looking. And the fact is, if I want to sell this part on Craigslist or eBay or whatever, need to clean it up. So I've got to figure out the best way to do that. To me, the best way to do that is a certain tool I've used for a long time. What I teach you guys, do as I say, not as I do, gentlemen, ladies. What I do, I've made mistakes over the years by trying to do things the wrong way. It seemed good at the time. So if I've got all that rust on that part right there and I want to clean it up, I got an option. Right here. I know this thing, this is my grinder. This is a hand grinder right here. I can take this right here. I can go ahead and I can grind the whole surface off there. I can make it all nice and smooth and shiny. But in doing that, this is a number 36 grit grinding disc. Okay? The key word to this right here is grind. This removes metal. This makes scratches in metal. That we don't want. So, what I do, I find something that's not going to be as aggressive. So something not as aggressive is what? Maybe this little guy. Hey, this is a little bit of a grinder. Same as that one right there, but much smaller. Is that going to work for me? No. Because why? It's going to do the same job that the big one does. It's going to leave gouges, it's going to leave marks in it. It's like, well, hey, Mr. P, how bad can that be? So what I decided to do, I decided to show you just a little bit of a demo on something right there of how bad that can be. Hang on one second, guys. I've got a small piece of metal. Small piece of metal I have right here is relatively close thickness, within a 1/16 of an inch, of what this piece is made out of. Here's the piece of metal. It's a piece of metal. This is 1/8 inch thick. This one right here is 3/16. You see there's not much difference in the two, okay? Pretty close the same. Strictly going to use it for an example to show you how aggressive a grind disc really is. At that point right there, I'm going to clamp this on here with the vice grips because why? Don't want to hold it with my hand. Also, in order to be safe, what I have to do, remove my glasses, put on my what? My safety glasses. Always remember, guys, you only got one set of eyes. As far as I know, that's the only set of eyes that you're going to get in this lifetime. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to take care of them to the best of my ability. Why would I take a chance? This right here, you can see this right here, square piece of metal, right? Here's my grinder. Okay, how long did I hold that there? Less than 5 seconds. That's what I did to that piece of metal. So imagine if that will do that to the piece of metal like that right there. What's going to do to something that I'm going to try and clean up and get the rust off of? It's going to leave deep gouges and marks in it. I don't want that. Okay? So the grinder, whether it be the big one or the little one, those are both out of the question. Now there are applications for both of these. Applying body filler, doing fiberglass repairs, grinding things down, absolutely. That's what it's designed to do. So a little too aggressive with the grinder. So what's my next choice? Hey, guess what? Got a wire wheel. Okay, I've used a wire wheel before. Using what a wire wheel has a tendency to do is actually kind of polish that up. It doesn't clean it up, but it polishes off some of the big chunks. Because why? Because it's not very aggressive. Okay? We need something that's got a little bit of aggression to it, but not enough it's going to leave marks in our metal. And that's our main concern. So, I can always use the wire brush right here. I can clean across here, and guess what? Not taking me that long, not that much effort. Kind of clean it off. Hey, Mr. P, looks better. Looks better than it did. Okay, right? We can kind of see that. There we go, to a little bit better shot on it right there. Okay, but do I want to spend that time cleaning that all up like that? Not really. Not really. Now, I can always take a piece of sandpaper and I can sand it down. I can sand it. And sanding kind of works. That kind of helps some. It looks even a little bit better yet than it did. I've got one tool that I love using the most. It's quick, it's easy to use, and it's non-invasive, doesn't leave scratches. It removes all the pitting and all the rust. Because why? Because that's what it's designed to do. 3M makes the tool. You can buy this tool at Harbor Freight. You can buy it at Lowe's. You can buy it at Home Depot, a lot of places out there. They have a tool. It has one of these discs that come with it right here. This right here is the disc. This disc is made out of a composite compound. You can see, if you look at it closely, it's got little porous little holes in it all the way around. This thing is designed to wear out. It starts like this. After you've used it for a while, it turns into this. Okay? Realize this shaft right here has a thread on it. With that thread on it right there, you can go ahead and you remove the nut. You take that worn out piece off of there, put the new one on. You're good to go one more time. Right back at it. Hole right through the middle. You're off and you're ready to roll. Okay? Obviously, you got to go and put the nut and the washer back on there, but hey, I want to show you the quick way of doing it. What I like the best is using this tool right here. This is that clean and strip unit. It's a little bit bigger one. Works very well. And you have to use it with a die grinder. This tool right here is designed. Inside here, there's a shaft that goes up here, straight up here. Another gear that comes in from this other angle. Comes from the other angle here. The gear that comes up here spins around to another gear that goes out to there that spins around. And there's a bearing at the end of this. There's a bearing here, and there's a bearing right here. And that holds that whole shaft from moving and flexing and giving. What I learned the hard way, and it's what I try and teach you guys, in learning things the hard way, I found out that, hey, man, I can go ahead, I can use my drill right here. This drill will work fine for that. Because I can take this grinding disc out, which realize with this grinding disc, what am I doing? I'm grinding straight down on top of that product. I'm grinding down on it like that, okay? So I can kind of grind with that tool. If I go ahead and I change over to this clean and strip unit, the difference comes into play. Cost me $200 about 20 years ago to learn that secret. The secret that I learned was very expensive. To me, $200 is a lot of money. So, what I did, I put this wheel, I had a cordless drill, electric drill. Guess what? I go ahead and do that anywhere. So, with this one right here, I put it on there, I go like this, and now what am I doing? I'm taking this tool and I'm grinding down on it. I'm grinding down on this, so I'm applying pressure right down on it. As I'm applying pressure, I'm going this way with it, okay? So as I'm going that way with it, I'm pushing, and the shaft that goes through this whole drill right here wants to lean up that direction. In a cordless drill, there's two little gears in there. So I was going ahead and I was cleaning off, and I was cleaning off, all of a sudden it goes zzz, zzz. And guess what? This didn't go around anymore. You know what happened? The two little gears inside broke because they weren't designed to be used this direction, they were designed to be used this direction. Now obviously I can't take this and I can't clean it that way. So the fact is, it's an interesting thing that I learned. So I found out that this specific tool over here, which is called a 90-degree die grinder, they make two of them. One has a shaft that comes straight up on it. Another one has a 90-degree shaft, goes this way and then at an angle that way. A little bit easier to use and hang on to, okay? So at that part right there, I'm gonna put this one on here, put my safety glasses back on, and go ahead and try and clean this thing off a little. And let's see what happens. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning. I'm gonna be careful with it. A little bit of cleaning on here, and you can see what happens. You make the choice and you decide. Which way do you think's the easiest way to do that right there? Look at that right there. Nice and clean in how long? Less than 30 seconds? Hey, works for me. You just have to be careful with it. Don't turn the pressure up too high on your air compressor. Don't turn your line up too high on your die grinder. This right here has an adjustable control on it. The more you pull the trigger, you see it's got a safety on there. Never take off the safety. That safety right there has one main purpose: to keep you from giving yourself a manicure when you don't want to. Won't give you a nice manicure either, but it will clean your nails well, okay? So, only kidding. But the fact is right there, that's the safety factor. Always remember, whenever you use air tools, as soon as you put them down, make sure they're disconnected. Some tools do not have a safety on them. Without having a safety on them, you run the fact of getting hurt and taking a quick trip to the ER or a long trip to the ER. Come back, no finger, something in your eye, a slice on your leg, anything can happen. Remember, air tools are designed for professionals to use most of the time. This drill right here, guess what? There's no safety device on this right there, but I'm always still careful with it. I grab it here, I grab it there. The reason I don't like everybody leaving their air tools plugged in is one main reason. Main reason being, when this right here is hooked up, and I've got it sitting right there on the table, sitting right there on the bench, okay? Somebody walks into the shop, hey, what's going on? They walk by, and what they do? Not paying attention, they kick the hose. The hose comes down. What's your first instinct, guys? Your first instinct is to grab what's starting to move. If it doesn't have a safety on it, it's going to start working, okay? Automatically, because why? There's no safety here. I'm going to go and I'm going to grab it. How am I going to grab it? I don't know, because my concern is this was $185. I don't want to fall on the ground and break. So you always have that instinct to go ahead and grab your tools. You don't want to break anything. You don't want to damage anything. So it's real easy. This thing's unplugged, down on the floor. No worries, no problems, no headaches. So a little quickie on how to clean this up right here. The fact is, I know, because I've done it before, I can clean this up in probably about 15 minutes. I can clean it up. I can use a cleaner on it after I get all the paint off of there to go and neutralize any kind of oxidation that's still there, any kind of rust that's still alive. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray my paint on there. I'm going to take this one right here that I started on. This one I started on yesterday for my video. Okay, you can see this one right here. I started cleaning on it right here. Still a lot of damaged area there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a check and see when I'm done with this one how long it actually takes me to do it and what it looks like as a finished product, what the end result is. And the fact becomes, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because why? It's a used part. But the nicer something looks, the more money you can ask for. And that's the key to anything that you're doing. Auto body painting has one thing in common. Everybody sees what you do. They see that. And if they see something wrong with it here, they're going to start looking. So remember, we're not going to grind the paint off of anything. We're going to take the paint off of a car. we want to take the paint off a car, we're not going to go ahead and use the grinder and grind it off. Unfortunately, I've been teaching this class for a long time, and I see people that have done that. Hey, Mr. P, man, look how clean my hood is on my car. And they took the grinder, they ground all the paint off. Now remember this piece right here? You see this area over here, this rounded, okay? That area that's rounded right there, it was less than 15 seconds before square, just like this side. So how much damage can you do to a piece of sheet metal? A tremendous amount of damage. You leave big, deep gouges and scratches in it. Can you fix it? Sure, but it goes back to the fact time is money, and that's not what we want to deal with. So, this little short video was a little test video to see how it works for us. I'm going to try it in the class. We'll see if you guys like it or not. Let me know. I'll be more prepared. This was kind of a spur of the moment thought. I was like, you know what, guys? I'm going to make a little video and talk about a couple of things. At that point right there, let's see if I get any kind of positive results out of it. Okay? I'm going to be back with another video, and the video is going to continue on what I'm talking about right here. It's going to talk about surface preparation and painting something, but we're going to paint it with what? We're going to use spray cans. We're going to use spray cans that's going to give us a good professional looking job when we're finished, and we're going to go through the right step to make that happen. So hopefully you enjoyed this little video, and it should be edited, but guess what? What you see is what you get. It's the fact that this is an experimental video. If I have to clean it up again, I'd be more than happy to do that. But right now, it's the experiment to see what do you guys think. A, B, C, D, or thumbs down. Okay? Okay, thank you guys. Next video will be coming up. We'll be getting ready to paint this with what product and why we make our choices that we make. Okay? Thanks, guys.